Hello and welcome, friends. Welcome to my channel. I am your host, Nokululunga, and this is Youth Corner with Nokululunga. So today we'll be looking at comprehensive tips on how to take notes. Friends, I'll be talking about the do's and the don'ts of note taking. All right, are you ready? This is part of the series of managing information. You'll recall that last week I spoke about listening and how if you get the basics right with listening, you can communicate better with your friends, with your families, as well as with anyone that you need to communicate with, right? Secondly, yesterday I posted a video on, on reading as well as writing. The important thing about reading is that the best writers are readers, and readers can be very good writers, right? So yeah, those are the tips. So today I'll be talking about how to write comprehensive tools. And the first thing that I want you to know is that there is no single correct way of taking notes, right? So if I take notes in maybe cursive and I just take the idea, it doesn't mean that my way is wrong. If I write, say, short sentences of the idea, it again doesn't mean that it's wrong. If I draw a mind map, it doesn't mean it's wrong. What I'm just providing you with is, especially for first years where you don't really know how to go about taking notes, time is pressed and the notes need to be taken, right? So first of all, I want you to understand that your notes are for you. So I have this thing where I write notes, or I scribbled on my paper fast, and then later on when I'm supposed to remember what I had written, I sometimes cannot read my own handwriting. Yes, I have that problem, and I know there's tons of us out there. Surely I'm not the only alien out here who can't read her own handwriting. Alright, moving along. First things first, you must be able to read what you've written. So that means as much as you press for time, you still make sure that you're writing illegibly enough for you to be able to go back. And where cases are possible, you might even want to scan your notes into a soft copy if you had written in a book. So it's important that you don't scribble and you write something that you can later on refer to and so forth. Most importantly, guys, number one, you need to arrive early to class. That is no negotiations. Often lectures end 15 minutes before the next one. So make sure that your minimum is 15 to 10 minutes before the class. You get to choose the best spot, first of all. Secondly, you get to, prepare yourself and your mental state, and tell yourself, okay, I'm in class now and this is what I'm here to do, right? And sometimes lectures will do an introduction sometimes, and they'll introduce themselves, they'll introduce their history, where they come from, their background, what they're excited about, and they'll even introduce the topic. So now here you come rocking in and you're late and the intro's done, right? Then what? And in some cases, some lectures might actually be mean. I know a few mean lectures who will only bring out printouts of stuff for those that arrive early in their class, like the handout, the worksheet or whatever the document is, only for those that are in class. Those who arrive late must go and download their own copy online. And guys, we all know that as much as having an EE version of a document, it's really great having a hard copy sometimes. When there's load shedding, when there's no internet, or you don't have access to a laptop or whatever the case may be, or a tablet, you can always refer to the hard copy, right? Just one sec, picking up my notes. All right, so you can always refer to that. So it's very important that you arrive early. Secondly, I need you to make sure that you are listening to the speaker. I mentioned and I emphasized this tons and tons and tons and tons in the first video about listening, but you must be able to listen to the speaker. And this means that you understand rather than trying to remember. right? So when you're listening to the speaker, you're listening so that you understand what they're trying to say rather than trying to remember the idea, whether it was geomatics or it was geophysics or whatever. You try and understand, okay, what exactly are they saying? If they're talking about algae, for example, what are they saying about algae? Can you picture what they are saying in your head and connect it to, an actual image that you will remember? Because that's how our memories are formed. It must be relatable to you. If someone is giving you tons of information and jargon and just ideas that don't make sense to you, you won't really remember it that well. And come exam times, come test times, you won't remember this. I know lecturers who will, guys, they will test you on something they spoke about in class. So if you don't, one, attend class, you miss out. If you don't, two, listen when they speak and try and take notes, you miss out there as well. So it's very important. Okay, without further ado, also, guys, important to think about what you are writing, okay? So the more you think about it, the more you will remember it. Very important. Now let's move on to the don'ts. What are the don'ts of note-taking? And it's not a lot, it's just two, all right? First don't is, guys, don't take down sentences or paragraphs word for word. That's not note-taking. That's you trying to transcribe like the whole lecture. One, there isn't enough time to be writing word for word because people speak faster than you actually can write. I know of people who will bring like a tape recorder in class and then record the lecturer. You could also do that. Other people I know will use their phones to record. But guys, let's be realistic. You only have so much memory on your phone, right? That means you cannot necessarily record each and every single lecture unless you are deleting and trying to move stuff. And so just do yourself a favor. Try and take comprehensive notes in class, right? Got you. That's the first don't. So said, don't take the whole paragraph. Don't take long sentences. Try and remember what they are saying. Attach it to a meaning. If they talk about algae, you think, okay, green. Okay, bacteria. Okay, whatever. You attach it to something that will later on have meaning for you. All right. The second thing is, do not copy down facts and facts and facts. I know of people who will copy facts and those facts don't make sense to them because there's no meaning. So if, for example, you say bacteria means nothing when you're trying to study and trying to remember what the person said. So it's important to say bacteria plus X plus this equals this, okay? You do it in shorthand as long as you'll be able to understand it. So those are the two don'ts. One don't is do not write down long paragraphs and try and remember word for word. The second is don't just take down factual information. Tie the factual information to something that will have meaning for you. All right, the second, now I'm going to move on to do's. What are the do's, okay? First thing is make sure that you have a loose-leafed folder, all right? That means you can always add extra pages. I know people who use a lever arch file and they then use what do they call it, like a writing pad, and then every time they write they insert it in there. Do that because it will help you. If you have a flip file, like I use a flip file, do that. Write your notes, put them into the flip file, and then categorize it. Like if it's week 1, then that's week 1 all the way for all my subjects, and staple certain things together. That way you won't lose track when you're trying to study at the end of the year, okay? For those that are doing year courses. And for those of us that are doing semester courses, you won't be lost at the end of the semester when you're trying to study, right? Second thing that I want you to remember is to use headings, right? When you are trying to take notes, use headings, use numbering if possible, and use abbreviations and leave space for additional notes. I've seen cases where, for example, the lecturer will speak in class and then at the end, and then I'm finished writing notes on that idea, and then maybe at the end they'll remember and add something just by the by. Because I've left space already on that area, even if you leave 2-3 lines, I can quickly go back there under that topic and then fill in whatever additional information that has been shared. All right, so please remember that. All right, very important, guys. Note down all the books and the references that they speak about. So, as part of writing notes, most importantly, if they speak about a book, just make sure you're writing down the title and put a hyphen next to it and say book. If it's an article, put a hyphen next to it and say online journal or journal article, whatever the case may be. And this will help you to go and find the resource. And if they speak about a page number, note that page number as well. Very important. Guys, please stay till the end of not just the video, but till the end of your lectures. Sometimes I'll notice that the lecturers will say something last minute, and if you have left the class early, you would have missed something. Or maybe they'll say, listen, actually, I think I'm going to test this, or put this or today's topic in your test. And because you're not in class, you miss out totally on that. So it's very important to attend your lecturers and stay till the end. It's only 45 minutes. 45 minutes of your life that could actually count quite a bit. All right, so I have a few resources as well, guys, that I want to recommend that can help you. This is very important. The first one is How to Read a Book by Mortimer. I'll put the link down below. The second one is The Elements of Style by William Strunk. Very, very important. The third one is How to Speak and How to Listen by the same guy, Mortimer, right? So yeah, I'll share all these resources because they will become very valuable to you as you learn how to take comprehensive notes. And that is all I have to say for today. So the next time I shoot a video, it will be about speaking as one of the basics of communicating. All right. Thank you so much, friends. Don't forget to follow me on my socials. I'm on Instagram. I am on Twitter, Facebook, and so forth. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what you think about the information. Is it adding value to you? Most importantly, because I'm a seasoned graduate recruiter, so I know what more or less the industry is looking for, but also as someone who's studied and has come back to study again, I know the student struggles, and I'm here to help you. So help me to help you. Cheers, friends. Bye.